YouTube, what is up? Jamie the Kid 00 here, coming at you guys with a form of tournament report. I haven't done this in a while, so it's going to be a tournament report / deck profile. I'm going to, of course, title it as a deck profile because none of you guys watch my tournament reports anymore because I don't think you really care. I'm going to be coming at you with super tired eyes because long day at work, and I really need to record this so I can actually get it up on YouTube. So I'm actually kind of kicking my ass into gear. What happened was, I had a locals that came up on Saturday. Sorry if you can see the PJs in the old shop. I had a locals that came up last Sunday. It was just my little locals, in Bedford called Close Encounters. I ended up taking Qliphort to that. I would have taken Necros, but I only bought it the night before. I had actually built Necros and bought all of it on the Monday, thinking. Sorry, bought Qliphort on the Monday, thinking, nah, I'm not going to build Necros. Too much money. I'm not going to build that for a while. Let's buy Qliphort, play that. Bought it, built it, played it, by which time I had already bought Necros. So now I have both of those decks on plus side, but on the negative side, money, that was painful. That wasn't a fun thing. When you get paid, you just make bad decisions, you know? You get me. Anyway, the deck I played for locals was Qliphort. I ended up going undefeated. It was only 4 rounds. I ended up playing against 4 different people, as you would in 4 rounds. Thankfully no buys, because I like playing this game. I played against a young gentleman who was quite young in the game, so his deck we'll just call negligible. Like it's not an archetype, it was just stuff. The next round, it's been so long since the locals now. Oh, I'm losing my memory. The next round was against the Tellarknights, and this one actually scared the hell out of me. As you guys will see in the video, I'm playing the killer-based version, and I hate playing against decks that play honest when I'm playing the killer version, because sometimes I OE into it, and killer will be the only monster on my board, and sometimes I'll lose a fair bit of life before I get to that killer, so getting honested is literally the most horrifying thing in the world for me. That said, he didn't have the honest at all, so it was good. And he did have it in other situations, but he didn't have it for the killer. Like, there were situations in which I was able to play around it and bait it out, which was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Then the round after that, I ended up playing against Necros, but it was a gentleman who was still, it was one of my teammates, he was still relatively unpracticed with the deck, so I ended up swiftly 2-0ing that one, because, I mean, Qliphort, it was my first time ever playing the deck, and you just don't need to practice it. All you need to know is your basic theory between what interactions are best with the cards, and the rest of it is very self-explanatory. So I ended up winning that match. And then finally, in the final round, kind of coolly enough, I ended up playing against our special guest for the event, RescueCatDuelist, who travelled down to come up to the event with me. And it was kind of cool to say that like the 2 people that travelled up in my car took the finals at local. So we ended up both playing in the finals. She was playing Ritual Beast Tamers and I was playing Qliphort. Regrettably, that one was a swift 2-0. She just really didn't open anything intriguing. And I just opened really nutty. Like, Killer is a hell of a card. Like, game 1 I opened Double Scout, game 2 I opened Double Scout with a Summoner's Art. Like, I can't make up for that, I can't apologise enough for that, but it is what it is, and when it's a tournament you kind of go, oh well. But, without much further ado, I've bored you guys enough. Of course, if you made it this far, you obviously didn't click the timestamp at the start that I'm going to put in to say, skip this whole blurb and just watch the deck profile. But otherwise, I hope you've all enjoyed. For those of you who are eagle-eyed and for those of you who are eagle-eyed and have been watching Simo's channel, you should be expecting to see my duel in about a week's time. So otherwise, guys, it's on to the deck profile. See you guys soon. Profile time, guys. So we're just going to dive right on into this one. This is honestly the first time I've ever built this deck, and honestly the first time I've ever played it. And to kind of take the locals, even though it's a casual locals, was kind of nice. But we're going to go into the list. I have no idea how to kind of format this list. I always have a predetermined order in almost all of my lists. But in this one, I've just kind of whacked the cards all together. And we're going to go through what I chose to play. But I'm pretty happy with my list. It definitely had a theme to it. That theme was killer. But let's go through this. So I had 1 Qliphort Monolith. I absolutely love Monolith to pieces. As much as I wish I could play more than 1, 1 is kind of the correct number because you only really want to search it out with your scout when you've got a good scout play. But Monolith just puts in so much work, especially considering that I'm playing the killer variant and I'm playing Laser Clip. You can draw serious cards off of this if you play it in the right time. So like Monolith is really, really good for a lot of kind of plays that you can get off. So we played the 1 Monolith and then the 3 Scout. You should automatically know about how good Scout is. Scout is Scout is Scout. I'm actually going to try and talk about a bit of theory in this video, but there's literally nothing I can really talk about with regards to Scout. Actually, the only other cool thing I did talk about a little bit today, I've actually kind of seen a little bit today, is if you see 2 of these, it's not a crime to activate them both, which I did, and just get searches repeatedly until you're ready to go off, and then you make a Helix play, laser clip, and then immediately tribute the helix. Sorry, like you go helix. If you've got two of these, you go helix, sacrifice, or you can even pendulum. No, sorry, ignore the pendulum. You can go helix, sacrifice, laser clip, immediately tribute the helix for disc. Helix will pop one of these. The disc will get you 2 more, and then next turn you can set up a search for your monolith, and you can just go from there. But like if you put 2 of these down, it's really not you're really never locked out as long as you have a helix in deck, because if you can get helix play off and then tribute that helix, this is coming down. So there's that. There's those 4. Then for the actual effect-based Qliphorts, I played the one if I can find my words, Qliphort Killer. Or Qliphort Towers. Towers is just the god card of the deck. Like, whenever anyone says kind of how good what does that card do, I just go think Obelisk of the Tormentor, but better. It really is the god card of this deck. Like, if you haven't, I'm not going to read it because this is silly and some people won't want me to read it. But this deck revolved around making this and making it fast and making it off of Mr. Monolith. And the fact that I did this quite frequently is absolutely disgusting. And one of my favourite moments, which I actually have a replay for on DevPro, is I had this in hand. I had a play where I had Monolith on board, this on board, and I already had 3 guys. I already had one guy with Sacrifice and another guy. I attributed all 3 for this. So I attributed the 2 for this. Under skill drain. One of them was a carrier, so this was already drained. I carried this back to my hand, and then I pendulum summoned 3 guys, and then treated them again for this, and drew 5. Like, it was so disgusting. Like, and it was admittedly a 3k beat stick under skill drain, but I now had 3 guys in extra deck and 5 more cards in hand, which was disgusting. So that was the killer, and then 2 copies of Stealth. I feel like Qliphort Stealth is a really good card. And I'm gonna go mute my computer, because that shouldn't be making noise during my videos. I'm playing 2 copies of Stealth. Stealth is just really good out to all sorts of things, and the ability to drop this without it being responded to is really strong. Like, if you need a definite out to certain things, this is definitely your go-to guy. So Stealth is pretty good. I mean, he's an out to certain cards that would normally be protected by what's his name? Trishula, Necros Trishula, so stealth is pretty good. Onto my favourite card in this actual deck. Like, I absolutely love this card to pieces. The artwork, the effect, absolutely my favourite card, and that is 3 copies of Qliphort Disc. Qliphort Disc is, in my opinion, beautiful. I think he looks incredible, and as a card, it's just so good. It's so easy to set up because of Sacrifice. We'll start off with that. It together with 2 guys is 36 plus 28, which is an enormous amount of damage. I mean, 36 plus 8, 44, 64. That's 64 with just this guy and 2 more guys. With 1 extra guy on board, you have game. That's how dirty this is, and it's so easy to set up. And today, like, the amount of times I had plays where I would go, I'd have laser clip out. I'd already have a guy on board with Sacrifice, and I'd just tribute that guy for this guy, use his effect to get 2, use the Sacrifice to search killer, and then just attack with this guy, attack with the 2 more, and then in my main phase 2, tribute all 3 off for killer, and draw 4 off of Monolith. Like, the amount of times you do that with this deck is absolutely dumb. And if you can set things up like that, you may as well go for it, because it's so strong. And then even if your killer dies, if they didn't get an out to your pendulums, you now have at least 4 cards in your pendulum zone, being the one you tributed for this, and the 2 more it searched, and itself. So it's... You're just going to be doing absolutely disgusting things with that. So the 3 disc, I absolutely love this card. And then I played the 3 generic carrier. Again, the ability to bounce something is really strong, but it's just kind of, this is your generic monster, your generic first summon. And then, of course, the 3 helix, which are really cool as outs to back row. I mean, I really like carrier because it's outs to certain other kinds of monsters and certain Necros and stuff like that. So... Helix is just another really cool card that's out to so many back row choices. They're kind of a ball ache at the moment. So we'll get rid of them. That's the complete monster lineup. You'll find nothing that's non-Qliphort in here. Absolutely nothing. I know that some people play Trampolinks. I've not been playing Trampolinks at the moment. I've not really felt the need for it. I mean, it might find its way back in, but I honestly didn't find myself needing the Trampolinks at the event. But who knows? Early days. First time I've ever played the deck, and I built it the night before. And then we played 1 Book of Moon for the spells. 1 Book of Moon, 1 Snatch Steal. I suppose there should be a Raigeki in here, but I honestly didn't find myself with the need for Raigeki. Like, Jinlock isn't a huge concern for me as long as I can have it. As long as I can get to Sacrifice, like, Jinlock is kind of irrelevant for me because I can make something that's bigger than Gungnir. So and bigger than, what's his name, Clausulus, the two main cards that you'd make Ginlock with. And even then, it'd still be bigger than, like, I can still make a 28 guy, which is bigger than Trishula. So, I'm not getting Ginlocked at all. So, that was those. And then the Snatch Steal is just dumb. Like, the ability to just... The fact that you're playing a whole extra deck of rank 4s as well, so you can go Snatch Steal at level 4, normal summon like a Helix, it becomes level 4, and then you just overlay. Like, it's really, really strong. 3 MST, you need this for the mirror, you need this for certain other out cards as well. Especially if your opponent sets one and you've got tool and you're worried about that one being an out to your tool, you can just MST it. So there's them. Then I played the 3 Duality. I'm not sure how I felt about this. Like, it made my opening plays kind of nice, but like some of my opening plays are absolute bust ups. Like, so many of my opening plays will involve summoning a disc if I can get to Laser Clip. So that's kind of nice. 3 Summoners are standard, searching your monolith and searching your tool. And then we played the 3 copies of Sacrifice. This is honestly one of the dumbest spells. They made a spell card that has 4 different effects, all of which are really good. Equipped to a Qli, gains stringent attack, common to drop a battle. It can be treated as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a Qli, and when this actually goes to the graveyard, you can search yourself a Qli card. It's just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. 3 Sacrifice. I don't see why you play any less. And then the 1 Laser Clip. I would always talk highly of this field spell. I originally thought it was pretty trashy until I saw like the interactions between Disc and Killer, and it's just been my favourite thing in this deck ever since. I refuse to play the deck without this because you can just make such silly plays. And people argue that this is a bad card because it's it's not a neg 1, but like it's a card that doesn't do anything on its own. But you have to bear in mind that you plus so much to get this anyway. Like, you get this for free off of Tool, or get this for free off of Sacrifice anyway. So this card is kind of good. So that's the complete spell lineup. It's pretty cray-cray. I'm absolutely in love with it, to be honest. And then for the extra deck, we played 3 copies of Skill Drain. Sorry, not the extra deck, the traps. 3 copies of three copies of Skill Drain. Skill Drain is definitely going up in favour because of Necros. It's definitely a very, very strong card against Necros. And it was just absolutely super strong throughout the day, especially against the Satellanites and against Necros. Like, this is just so good. And the fact that it makes your guys absolutely enormous is just unforgettably strong. So the 3 skill, the 3 emptiness, because everyone needs floodgates. Like, it's an out to so many things. Against the Spirit Beast Tamer player, like this, I didn't actually see this, I don't think, but it would have been so strong. Against the Tellers, it was grand. Against Necros, it was absolutely killer. It was just, these are just stupid. And then for the 1-off traps, I played the 1 Compulse, the 1 Bottomless, and the 1 Torrential, just because like they're the power 1-offs in my opinion. Like, Compulse is an out to so many EXCs monsters at the moment, and Bottomless and Torrential are just super strong, especially in the mirror with this card. Like, this is just so dumb. So that's a complete main deck, and especially after the commentary video I was in where the guy got world subbed by a Torrential, I've got to play Torrential. It's tradition now, isn't it? Then I have an extra deck. Like, this extra deck is pretty garbage, but it's what I played, so I'll go through it and you guys can, I guess, look at it. But it's basically, this extra deck is my level 4s from my Volcanic extra deck, so take from it what you will. So it's a Utopia, generic level 4, Diamond Direwolf. I actually made 1 card in here. Kangorgan, you can use this to redirect your opponent's MSTs, which is kind of nice. Emerald, irrelevant, it shouldn't have been in here. Castell, really good, but didn't make it. Rhapsody, so banishing certain things, especially if your opponent has a Djinn setup, you can use this to banish the Djinn, and you can use it to banish like certain other cards in their graveyard as well. Black Ship, removal and burn. Gaga Cowboy, burn. Dark Rebellion, Xyz Dragon, killing over really big stuff. Downerd Magician, this is for the Snatch Steal. If you Snatch Steal Dante, you can overlay into this, which is kind of nice. Level Chain, this was kind of cool. It got MST'd in the end, but I was intending to Snatch Steal my opponent's Deneb. Normal summon a Helix, overlay into this, and use its effect to stack Tool to the top. Sadly, they had the MST for the Snatch Steal. E-Knight, you're going to need it. Dweller, because if you can play it, why not? 101, it's just a card, isn't it? And then number 82, Heartland Draco, which I actually did make. I was in time against a Stellite player. I have 3 monsters in defense, which were summoned from the extra deck using Pendulum Summon. He has 2 guys. I can't remember their names. He has a Triver and a Deneb, and for some reason I have hiccups now. He has a Triver and a Deneb, and no back row, so I literally just went, okay, MST 1 scale, MST the other scale, overlay 2 into Heartland Drake and stick for 2k, and he was just like, yeah, that's game. I was like, yep. I'm glad I'm playing the Heartland because I was considering taking it out, but like there was nothing else I wanted to put in. So there goes that. For the side deck, you guys always ask me for a side deck, and this time I've actually got one to show you, I guess. Again, it was a first draft, but like it works, so I figured I'll show you. There was the 3 maxi for like BA and other kind of combo off decks like Ritual Beast Tamers and things like that. So like this is just to stop the combo decks and give me unfair pluses. The 3 copies of Shared Ride in lovely Italian Viaggio Condiviso. It's just really, really good against that deck, so why the hell not? Why wouldn't you play it? I did side it in, but I didn't see it against the Necros player that I beat. 3 copies of Monarch Stormforth for odd decks which make locks. Like I would have played this against the Noble Knight player that was there, but the main thing this is for the mirror. This is absolutely crazy. 3 more cards for the mirror to triple Forbidden Chalice. You don't want to have Skilled Ranger in the mirror, in my opinion. You want to have that available to take out. So whenever I go into the mirror, I take out the 3 Skill Drain for 3 Chalice. Just because the 3 Chalice can make me selectively negate my monsters and get over his. So 3 Chalice, and then 2 Storm. Storm's just so incredible at the moment, like especially against heavy back row decks. You just really want to have this as outs to certain things. So double Storm, and then finally 1 copy of Climate Change, which is just something I was testing. It's kind of good against decks that have a lot of ways to destroy your tools. You really want to be able to get them back to your hand, so Climate Change is a good card for that reason. Anyway, guys, that has in fact, without dropping everything, brought me to about the end of this video. I don't believe there's going to be any form of outro, so I'm just going to pull out my old shimmery shiny favourite over it, Mr. Disc, and leave you with the standard following message. I hope you've all enjoyed. Please feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, as I've just requested. Please feel free to subscribe if you want to see more of the same. And please feel free to share this with your friends if you think they would benefit from it. I've been Jamie the Kid 00. Drop me a comment down below if there's anything you want to say about this, and I hope you've all enjoyed my take on Qliphort. I know it's a bit boring, but figured I may as well do the profile. Necros is on its way, and if Sylvans haven't already gone up yet, they are definitely on their way. I'm still working on that list, but it's coming. Alright guys, see you soon. Bye-bye.